as everyone else is going to be taking Spark of Agility, trying to move around the board. Muffin on Kazan, and now that is something I love to see.
Yeah, for sure. But both Leon and Say opted for Brawlers to kind of just like prioritize looking for kills in the middle. And when it's so hard to cross against a character like Juliet or Drakkar in society, it might be. I want to say that the comp's favor towards Demons RAAAAHH with Juno and Era be able to kind of force it through really easily, kind of like on their own, kind of pressing their primaries. But hey, Muffin got his Kazan, and that guy can make magic happen off anything.
That is a fact. And yeah, I feel like Drakkar is another pick that's like really good on this map. Like you said, really tough to pass, and not really thought of as like a main brawler these days. But on this map, I'm sure that Snake will be able to make this one work and just be able to threaten so much space as they're going to almost get it onto the top side there with that Xeno Cloak. Not going to make it work out just yet. Leon playing a nice little midsection defense there. See if they can get on through, but Hungry Boy gets that kill, although Snake retaliates with one of their own. A little 2v2 here, though. We got the Maelstrom coming in. Doesn't seem to slap the ball there. And Muffin Curry and Hungry Boy maintain a little bit of stability here as Gumi returns, and the power play has vanquished here. They're going to keep on this point as overtime is going to go on. Leon can seem to make it through here with this ult. He does get it through. Hungry Boy's chance to get it on in, but can't maintain it, though. We got two flips for Demons RAAAAHH. Let's see if they can get it on through.
Yeah, Snake is trying to send the flips to get out, but is unable to find a kill, but is still able to use the flips damage to find a full kill on to Leon, and it's now up to the power play with Snake and Gumi up the field with the pummeler speed on Drakkar, but Muffin still has to flip up, and of course this Kazan here can be so hard to get through. Snake attempting to shotgun the core through, but Snake is down the one looking really low, and Muffin hooks into the net to secure the kill, but is unable to find the flip to save the point, and the first point goes over to the side of Demons RAAAAHH.
Nice work there from Gumi to set up all of those blobs. Just a real stage hazard when it comes to Juno hitting that ult button. You gotta try to be best to work around it. Though Muffin had some really good reactions there with that hook to keep the point alive as long as they did. But we'll continue on to this next one here. Gumi's gonna go on in there with the primary and secondary, get that barrier. Leon a little bit alone here with the Maelstrom, and Gumi Fudgy Waffles also getting it on through. Snake shoots it on through, shotgun in with an extra defense of a blob right on in the goal. It's gonna be tough to get it on through. Demons RAAAAHH 2-0 right now. It's a good start for them.
Really a beautiful shotgun coming out from Snake there. Kind of being able to hit Muffin and stop him from getting like his late strikes that he always loves to find due to his, of course, his unique character being on Kazan. Also, really low ping if people didn't know. But Snake, yeah, trying using this Drakkar, kind of denying any outplay opportunities, hitting him. And hey, hitting the goalie is always a valid option. But now it's Gumi's moving the core up the field. Snake often popped his ult on Leon. No evades on the side of Julie, which means it can be really hard to move across the field. But Hungry Boy's keeping it top corner against Gumi and Fudgy, who both have flips. Could be looking for the barrier soon. And Gumi getting up the field with the primary. Aeronado coming in, and Muffin's able to barely get it out. Opting to spend the dash punch, but it's now still two. Snake is looking very low, and Muffin's even looking for some knockback. Things if Return to Form can find this kill, the point even could turn on its favor. And Muffin, of course, being the one to secure the kill with the Kazan open primary.
Yeah, nice work there. Some of the benefits there of just having Kazan on your team. Really good at dealing damage. Really good at finishing off a couple of kills, too. As Fudgy Waffles does not seem to find the goal just yet. Hungry Boy looking a little bit weak, though, on the bottom side. Snake going to get it on through with the Magma Bolt. All right, got a triple defense here. Hungry Boy going to heal a little bit, though. Leon can't seem to move forward. And Maelstrom's going to make it so sure that he can't get down to that ball either. Eats it into the blob, but nice top spin from Muffin is going to keep that one alive as well. A flip here from Hungry Boy onto the top side, though. Kind of a little 2v1. Can't really get on through. Really not enough abilities, not enough strikes, but Leon's coming in to try to help now, a little bit closer to the goalie, but a nice clear from behind the back. Fudgy Waffles is going to keep their barrier nice and healthy. Snake with just the strike shotgun. Sometimes, you know, when your opponent is out of cooldown, strike shotgun is just unbeatable. And there you go. Demons RAAAAHH is going to take that first set here. We got Fudgy Waffles. You know, again, we didn't really talk about the role swap there. People probably already saw it a couple times, but I'd like to mention, you know, the role swap a little bit, with Gumi now taking the midfield, and we got Fudgy Waffles on the team in goalie, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, but Fudgy Waffles, of course, on the era, but has now also picked up a team player. And I'm not gonna lie, things are looking very comfortable for Fudgy right now. On his era, has got the team player, can just accelerate these plays so fast, of course. Also, 1-2 punch picked up by Muffin's Kazan, but both the huge awakenings on both sides, kind of just getting the core out extremely quickly, just passing it to their teammates. getting it red and moving it up the field before like both sides really have any time. And on an app like Amy's app, where you don't really want to spend time in the middle, being able to move the core up the field so quickly it can prove like kind of crazy for both teams if they can put their awakenings to use.
Yeah, I really do agree with the team player here. It feels like Demons RAAAAHH have a lot of midfield pressure, and it's just a matter of time before they get it on through. Like, Snake is really staying far forward, but Gumi is holding the midfield down almost by himself a lot of the time here. Grabs that barrier, too, with a little bit of double action. Comes in with the Maelstrom, too. Doesn't seem to hit the ball, though. On over to Gumi once again. Hungry Boy trying to keep it away from Gumi as much as they can, doing a decent job there, although reinforcing the ball once again, but now it's going to be a kill. A big power play here once again for Demons RAAAAHH. This Drakkar has actually just proved to be so deadly. An amazing pass back. I mean, that goal was totally open, but Gumi knew that Moffin was going to get up there, and that was beautiful. Pass back down to Snake and Demons RAAAAHH. Well-deserved next point.
A really beautiful play there, just kind of mixing up Moffin. Kazan, of course, a character that it can be so hard to get through, but can't cover every option at once. And Gumi and Snake's kind of forward combination there is able to get it through the Kazan, breaking his ankles. But hey, still, of course, looking up for return to form. Unfortunately, he's not able to find the save on the barrier there. Kazan's close range, not able to find it. And Snake turning around and just finding a kill on Leo Leon there. That is a 3 prize fighter stack and missile drop Drakkar. And all that knockback just sends the core red, putting the core in, putting Demons RAAAAHH up 2-0 in the set.
Yeah, I haven't looked at Snake all that much, but now hit the tab button and we're looking. He actually is extremely powerful now with, like you said, 3 stacks of prize fighter. Can really be killing it from a far distance, especially with pummelers, which just do magic when it comes to killing on Amy's app here. Gonna have Hungry Boy try to get it past Gumi one more time. Off Curry spending that primary to just try to maintain a little bit more control of the ball. Snake maybe looming here for a kill onto Hungry Boy. Yeah, they were a little bit more aware of that one, though. Gumi standing around on the top lane with that flip, though. Maybe just trying to cover an option up there. Once again, the Maelstrom comes in hot. Doesn't seem to hold the ball for that spot, but Gumi, nice help reinforcement on Fudgy Waffles is going to keep that barrier alive here, though. Although Leo Leon might have a cooldown, no, nothing left right now. The barrier is going to stay alive as Gumi's going to push it into the top side. Everyone kind of misses it there. Fudgy gives it right on over. Okay, now we got a power play here for RTF, though. They finally slay this Drakkar. Let's see what they can do with it.
A great Quangle coming from Hungry Boy, but Moffin's unable to find the save on the barrier there. He's just not quite reaching it. And the power play is already done for the side of Return to Form. Not able to find much off of it. And it is open net for the side of Demons RAAAAHH. And Hungry Boy is getting just run down by this lizard right now. And it could be one hit away from kind of just dying. And it is up to Fudgy Wobbles using the team player to move the core up the field so fast. And it's just so scary for the side of Return to Form against this Juno and, of course, team player Era in overtime now. The core is just so rare. When you're on a Stow, who's a character whose ability to get kind of slow and hard to kind of cover all this space at the same time, it gets so scary. But hey, Moffin also on the 1-2 punch, looking for these red cores. A great pass from Snake forces Moffin to pop the flip. Leo Leon's able to get into the corner. Great dash flip from him. And Hungry Boy is able to find the pass down and secures there. Was that the first point of the series or the first point of the set?
I think that was the first point in the series, actually. Yeah, they finally do get it through. It seems that the theme here right now for RTF is Leo Leon can't seem to get close enough to the objectives, to the barrier or the open goal with the ball in hand, so he has dash punch for it. It's just like they're playing a lot of defense right now. It's like Hungry Boy's taking so much damage, and it's like a lot of the extra resources is kind of going to defending in a lot of situations, and Leo Leon just can't get the offense that Juliet is really known for when it comes to just dash punching through the goalie, especially with like no evade. Fudgy Waffles doesn't have a bar yet, I think, to get that evade in there, so it would be perfect situation, although they're putting a lot of damage here onto Snake, but the Perseverance really does get that barrier. Snake not done yet and still is staying in the fray here as the team of Demons RAAAAHH is just putting on more and more pressure here with that open goal. Snake is just going to sit there and absorb cooldowns, though, while standing near the line. Leo Leon and Hungry Boy both leave, but hey, Moffin Curry, really nice shot there. Kazan so good at finishing off kills, and let's see if they can get this finally on through here with this power play. Moffin not close enough to help the ball just yet. A couple seconds over, and Leo Leon does get it through. Very necessary, very needed here for RTF to take advantage of that power play. Might be able to even this series up.
Yeah, I mean, Return to Form seems to be picking up some momentum right now. I mean, Moffin's getting so many kills in Snake, though. They kind of realize that Snake is so far up the field constantly that it can actually be pretty easy to just kind of dump abilities onto him. But as I say that, Leo Leon attempts to ult Snake, and it's just met with a shotgun blast to the middle. And Drakkar is back at another 2 prize fire stacks, and they're starting to send the core red just off his secondary. And Mop is forced to pop the flips. Scared against this Drakkar. I mean, I would be too. It's a scary lizard. But Gooby is using the primary move on the field. Don't want to hit into the person with flip, and of course they all recognize that, kind of giving Gooby the space and just playing bottom side to not give him any possession of the core. But Fudgy using the to get up the field, a beautiful shot from Hungry Boy forces Fudgy to spend his flip. Leon's looking for a dash punch. It gets to Snake, who finds a kill on Muffin Koei, and is now the power play for Demons RAAAAHHH up one flip. And this could turn out really bad for return to form here.
Yeah, unfortunately loses the barrier in that interaction as well. Muffin is really close to back. Hungry Boy, kind of a risky pass there down onto Snake, the clear across the goal, but it does end up working out. They keep control here. The point is alive. Both barriers are down. They can maybe slip this one through here. Estelle's really good at scoring from some of these long ranges, although Fudgy Waffles does get the ball on through, down into Snake, in the hands of Muffin Koei, who kind of slams it on over to Leon, who just can't get it through. The strike from Fudgy Waffles before getting stunned was perfect, although the Maelstrom keeps it on forward. Leon trying to get a nice dribble, but can't get stunned, but hey, that's a long-range Crystal Thorns there from Hungry Boy. Gets it on through with that missile prop. Really nice work, and they even this one up. Whew, boy, they needed that. Muffin Koei, first Awakening choice.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even paying attention to that. Estelle across the map with a missile prop, of course. Checking the reaction of Fudgy Waffles, he was able to see it from the other side of the map, but unfortunately was not. And return to form takes the first set, and Muffin opts to pick up the Adrenaline Rush on Amy's app. And when you're already finding so many kills, I mean, it might just be on the goalie, but this might just be a new win con for return to form. They've already been kind of shooting Snake with the knife price fire and kind of just start their own power plays. He's absorbing so much damage, and nothing that great for Juliet here. Yeah, Leon getting a spark of leadership, which unfortunately after the nerfs I don't think is the greatest pickup ever, but hey, 2 sparks means the next drafts could just be way scarier.
True. Has a good chance to get a little bit of scaling going on there. I do like the pick there from Muffin Koei, the Adrenaline Rush. Actually, like, pretty nice on Kazan with those low cooldowns, and certainly making it so that Snake cannot enjoy any of the Adrenaline Rush. Snake is definitely the master of kills right now. But hey, 1 prize fighter stack to start this one off. Let's see if Return to Form can keep themselves alive and not let any of those prize fighter stacks going. Really close kill from Leo Leon. Almost had Snake there, although Snake is trying to retaliate on to Leo Leon. Muffin Koei, oh, okay, kind of defending Leo Leon there, which was nice. Although now we're gonna be playing for ball just for a moment here onto the top side. Hungry Boy against Gumi and Fudgy Waffles, although the team player is going to be really good there. Oh, but a nice piercing shot from Hungry Boy is going to get that barrier. Incoming Maelstrom. They defended away pretty nicely. Leon playing defense until they get a chance to move on forward, as they do. And here we go, moving on up. Snake is basically out of the play for a little bit. Can they score with this pseudo power play?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so scary for Snake here. When you're against this Estelle, Julie, Kazan, I mean, there isn't that much space on the field where you can stand when you're staggered. All of them just having such scary kill confirms to kind of you have to pay attention to and not forget about. But all the team players, Fudgy tends to move it up the field, but managed to get it past Leo Leon. And Snake actually baits with the secondary, managing to find a kill on Leo Leon. That's 1 prize fighter stack to start. And of course, it's a power play with team player. The core is going to start moving fast, and of course, it moves up the field so quickly with a beautiful pass from goalie to midfield to Brawler, and Snake manages to get a first point and a kill to start off this set.
Yeah, really, Demons RAAAAHHH stocks are up after that point. Snake did get everything they wanted, and really, like, if you were to post a picture of what team player looks like in a game, that would have been right there exactly what you have been showing the people. Perfect passing play. So we're going to try to deal some more damage to Snake and Leon, fighting for their life, but not really winning in that spot. Demons RAAAAHH got a lot of basically a crossfire, right? Like, Juno is so good at dealing damage, and you step on the blob, it's like double damage, and then you just hit by Era, and no one's regenerating anymore. But Lilian finally at full health right here, as Muffin Koei is going to come down here, help defend once again, piercing shot to get this ball, trying to get it past midfield. Although, I mean, you can see Demons RAAAAHH, just so much pressure, so much control. The ball almost never gets past midfield until, you know, Snake is knocked down to half and has to go heal or something. Although they got a flip here from Muffin Koei to help it keep it on forward. Hungry Boy getting to the bottom corner there. The Maelstrom comes out to kind of clear that whole spot. The piercing shot's not going to be good. A kill from Leon, but it required that flip. Still worth, but, you know, if it's always going to be a flip, it's going to be a little tough here for Return to Form to get some of these objectives, although they do get that barrier. Can they get the point?
Yeah, great corner play from the side of Return to Form, kind of keeping it trapped in the corner until Leon is able to find a kill with the beautiful Juliet outplay of dash punch flip. I love to see it, 92%, but a great passes from the side of the Return to Form's forwards. Actually managed to get past Fudgy. Opportunity to save the flip for next point, but a great play shot from Leon.
Very nice there. Hungry Boy, full stacks of pancakes there. They certainly are going to value their life at this spot. Or, you know, that could be a kill target for Demons RAAAAHH, although they are really enjoying smashing Leo Leon as they don't have any evade right now. Grabs one stack of evade at least. Still has flip on Hungry Boy. They're really just duking it out here. Snake and Leo Leon brawling as much as they possibly can. Although when it's time to go for ball, Muffin Curry, nice clear behind the back there as well, is going to keep that barrier alive. Snake looking at just about nothing here. A little 2v1 against onto the Snake. Finally, they do get that kill. Not too many resources used, and now this power play could result in this barrier going down if they can just maintain a little bit of control. But these two characters right now here, Gumi and Fudgy, are just holding the line until we get Leo Leon on the front line with Hungry Boy, and now the goal is open. Can they finish this one up? This is a completely even game, although it felt like Demons RAAAAHH had a lot of control at the start.
Yeah, for sure, but all it takes is return to form, finally kind of finding one kill, and Estelle being so fast. Of course, the pummeler speed on Leo Leon lets them play the power play so well, and a great dash punch found with the only teeny bit of power she's getting, of course, pummelers, but hitting Fudgy Waffles into the net, securing the second point for return to form. And things were looking bad in the first, I think the first 2 sets for return to form. But another early barrier again from Estelle, and things are looking great in the favor of return to form right now.
Yeah, they really turned this around here, possibly the help of some of these awakenings. Hungry Boy really fast here with all of these stacks now. Oh, loses that strike board, perfect timing, but Leo Leon finds a kill onto Snake. Huge, keeps all of their energy as well. And look how fast they are with that pummeler is activated. It's going to be a big threat here for Fudgy Waffles. Era going to have a tough time dealing with Big Juliet and Estelle, although Snake does finally get back in time. No strike left for Fudgy Waffles. A great angle from Leo Leon. Snake might have been sniping a kill there instead of the ball, but hey, return to form takes perfect advantage of that, and now Leo Leon gets the chance to get a first pick here. Sparks? Question mark? Mod check. Where are the Sparks?
Yeah, Sparks looking weak this patch. All of them kind of being hit away into last draft, which means even though Leon is at 2 Sparks right now, he's not going to be first place for the next draft if they manage to lose it, which could backfire when there's 2 Sparks on the side of Demons RAAAAHH. But Aerials on Juno and Primetime Era are 2 really scary awakenings to deal with. Juno with the dashers be able to kind of just cover so much space with their dash, of course. Primetime Era, all the brawlers out there know how annoying this pick can be. But also a Stinger pickup on Snake, and Snake's already just kind of shotgunning whoever's close to him for damage. So maybe this Stinger might all he needs in order to start securing one of these points. But I mean, already looking at the healths of return to form, Hungry Boy is almost down. Leland was at half health just a little bit earlier. And if they can keep it in this, like, the range of Drakar's shotgun, the damage game for the side of Demons RAAAAHH just got way easier.
True, it is possible. Also, Leon getting size there, which is, obviously I do like it for Juliet, but can be killed a little bit easier from Snake, so they're gonna have to be just ever so slightly more defensive when it comes to getting comboed there. They're gonna maintain control of the ball onto the top side, piercing shot through Fudgy Waffles. No barrier just yet, reinforces it with the Bewitching Beam. Can't seem to maintain control of the ball here is Demons RAAAAHH, although Leo Leon approaching against the Maelstrom. Nothing is really going to be beating that Maelstrom except for the flip. Muffin almost drops that barrier, but actually has complete control, and I'm the fool actually thinking for a second that Muffin Kui did not have control of the situation. Hungry Boy and Muffin going crazy, tricking right past that Snake, and they're going to get that barrier as well. Hungry Boy has a flip to work with here. Juno sending that ball at lightning speeds, and as you mentioned a little bit earlier, though, the aerials so good on Juno, but it's not going to be enough because Leo Leon and Hungry Boy are playing kind of nice right now, and they're looking to clean this whole game up.
I can't believe that Juno's blob timing mix-up just makes their own team, but it's still, unfortunately, to lose play on Fudgy Waffles there, but still a flip on Gumi and no energy on the side of Hungry Boy. If Snake can get close enough to this Estelle, it could just start dropping abilities on her. Maybe we'll just kind of find a kill, but of course, it is actually Snake the one who's kind of being run down by this Juliet and Estelle abilities. Of course, when you want to get so close, you have to walk through all of these hitboxes in order to get closer. But unfortunately, missed back clear from Fudgy Waffles as the barrier goes down. Leon's looking for some dash punches on this other side of the field, kind of scared early barrier. But it's actually Muffin who is unable to keep it up. And it's not Gumi looking to approach the net with flip. A shotgun coming out from both Estelle and Drakar. I don't find anything too crazy. Araneda moving up the field. And Gino jumping across the map, kind of away from the core. And Leo Leon finds a kill on the stagger side with Juliet, showing how scary it is to be staggered against her, where she just walk up and flip. But Waffles playing this corner against the Estelle Juliet, and a great strikes from Gumi and Fudgy to actually get it out there. I mean, popping flip, trying to just have a hero play against Muffin, but is not having any of it. And no team player up yet, but Hungry Boy is looking super low, 1 shotgun away from death. Snake unable to find the corner play against Muffin. Team player, of course, moving up. Hungryboy is staggered, manages to find the flip up to Leo Leon, and a great dash punch to secure it. It's sending Fudgy Waffles in the corner to the top corner. It is now match point for the side of Return to Form.
Yeah, who knew that we would see match point for the side of RTF this early, this quickly. They really did turn this one around, and man, Hungryboy holding on to the thread of life right there and gets a perfect flip on over, and they secure that one, and they're trying to do that one again, although we got the Maelstrom coming onto the bottom side, not going to do all that much. All of the blobs, oh, they actually get negated there by the Frenzy. Man, and it's going to be a kill onto Snake. They end up staggering him, and they get him off the map. Big power play here for RTF on their match point. Muffin trying to move up and help it out, and yeah, really good piercing shot's going to stun everyone, get it on through. And that goal is now open. Really looking good here for RTF. They can get it to Leo Leon a little bit closer to this goal. Okay, they're going to block it on out. They do survive, although Hungryboy looking a little bit weak. Snake got their eyes on this kill. Gonna have to navigate around these blobs. Does successfully, gets the orb. Leo Leon self-dribbling there, which is kind of nice. Keeps the ball control. Survives, gets revived there from the drone, which is big pick there for Leo Leon to keep themselves alive here, though. The points gonna kind of continue a little bit slowly here. Fudgy Waffles does have flip. If any big plays are about to happen, nice plays around Snake, too. I love the team play here from Muffin Kui and Hungryboy, although it's not enough just yet as overtime's gonna roll over. And they do actually get it through. Nice pass. Nice redirect there from Leo Leon right through the Maelstrom. You can see it. Oh my gosh, right through the Maelstrom, right through Fudgy. Thought they really had control of the ball there and didn't flip. And it's gonna be RTF. First game. That was nice.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful from Mothman there, seeing that there's a point to be found, immediately using the hook into strike to kind of red core with the 150 power Kazan and 1-2 punch, just sending it straight to Leo Leon, who's able to find the shot through Era right before she's able to get any real defensive abilities up. And I mean, looking at these stats, I had 7 KOs on Snake, but if you look at the side, he might have the most KOs in the game, but it's kind of the team effort from Return to Form that's kind of able to keep the KO game in play, even though Era and Juno were unable to really find any kills of their own. Everyone on the side of Return to Form had so much kill threat. I would like to point out that Kazan not really seen as a character that does a lot of damage or helps to damage the game at all. Of course, 11k damage on him there, but Mafu was able to spend so much time using Kazan's kind of like slow, hard-hit abilities to kind of just peel for Hungryboy to make it so that Snake couldn't just run him down. And I thought that was a really interesting use of the character.
Yeah, really great use, helping to defend your teammate there while they're trying to grab an orb or just get to the corner or something. And Muffin Kui is no slouch when it comes to playing for ball or playing for kills or playing for the team. Kazan kind of gets to do it all and got some solid awakenings to help them out there. Return to Form really brought that one together. We are going to move on to our next game in just a moment here. I believe Clarion Corp is the next map that we are going on. The pick is going to be from Demons RAAAAHHH. And I'm really curious to see on what their plan is going to be there. I really like Clarion. I always say it. I like Clarion because it's fun. You know, it switches the maps up, and people have to play a little bit differently. You know, the side lanes become kind of tough sometimes. You know, if you pick a character like Juliet, you know, you get like, I don't know, it's like two and a half maps where you're like super threatening, and then it's like, oh, well, now if you're Estelle, you're like having a really good time on like Bouncy House or some of the other maps. So it's really cool. I'm a Clarion fan, and I am ready for the next match between these teams. Let's see if Demons RAAAAHH can bring that one back. Like we said, Demons RAAAAHH started off kind of hard, kind of nice, kind of fast, and then Return to Form really just returned to form. It did take a set, but they returned. They were back.
Yeah, looking like they were kind of revving up their engines, you know. Once they figured out the game plan of how, like, kind of like kind of all coming together to find these kills, except for these KOs for anyone on their team really to secure the kill. As long as someone has like their one important ability up, of course, because I'm gonna be honest, basically his entire kit for Coco is Estelle, Blink, and Juliet. Once they're able to kind of find like Snake low or even occasionally someone else, they're just kind of secure. And of course, the pummelers in the power play, permanent or like 13 seconds of 30% speed. It can be hard to not find value with that. But like you said, RTF has picked Clarion for game 2. I know you said you're a big Clarion fan, but I might just be the #1 Clarion hater. So we got get some good diversity on this cast. But I don't know. It's like, oh, look at all these cool maps where that all barely function. With all these crazy bounces happening on all the barriers and sides, and of course, all of them have their beautiful gimmicks to play off of. But hey,
they do.
And maybe I may hate it as a competitor, but when I'm spectating, when I'm over here from the big chair, Yeah, it's a pretty good time. I won't lie.
Yeah, definitely like comment. It's kind of like Inkies, right? Playing Inkies, no. It's like the Drake meme, right? Like playing Inkies, no. Commentating Inkies, yeah. Yes, commentating Inkies, I'm ready to go because it's just like, whoa, look at all these guys running around.
Oh,
That was
it's a
crazy. The
water
water cannon.
cannon.
Whoa, I mean, wasn't that crazy, guys? And then the players are like, man, this is actually the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. But yeah, Clarion kind of like that, right? I mean, as a goalie player, again, it's like you're on bouncy house. I want to end it. No bouncy house,
Yes,
right?
give me
So
out.
it's like some
I
of the
would love to
maps.
just remove bouncy house. I'm sorry, Borg, but the bouncy barn might be the
Oof,
most unenjoyable thing in Omega Strikers.
that's a tough one. That is a tough map to play on, but you know, sometimes people are really good at it, and you watch it, you see it happen when you're commentating and you're spectating and stuff, and it's just like, oh, that's really cool. Hey, Monumentalist. That's a fun awakening. Who likes Monumentalist in the chat? Also, bulk up. That is
Eh,
just simply a good, really good awakening.
Yeah, I mean, Monu, of course, I think the era is going to be probably even harder for Raw than usual, but RTF actually opting to ban it.
Oh
Me
yeah.
personally, I don't know how scary Monu is. Of course, I'm a big fan to see the Julie ban here. I mean, bulk up Juliet might just be one of the most annoying things in the game. Like, and usually you can just shoot her because she has to walk up so much, but bulk up kind of replaces that. And of course, 20 power to Juliet. Oh my,
Hey.
92% win rate. I love
Ooh.
Dash Punch.
Yeah, definitely a pretty solid setup here for Juliet. Gone she is, but Erasmus will be joining us on the side of RTF here. Probably a Moffin Koei pick. I mean, I have seen quite a bit of great Rasmus play from Moffin Koei. Although I wouldn't say Leo Leon is not a Rasmus player. That I am like a Rasmus believer, a brawler believer right now. I think he's like extremely good.
Yeah, as do I, but I'm always gonna say Zentara's the best brawler to get. I'm glad Demons RAAAAHHH have picked it up. I just think that character, he feels awesome to play. Goalies hate him. And he kind of does everything, and he can kind of be played in any comp. So both Juno and Zentara can do a lot of things. And it's kind of up to whatever Raw decides to pick for the goalie. That's kind of round out their comp, whether they want to play more kind of core control focused comp or a bit more damage. And damage we see from the side of Return to Form,
Oof.
picking up the Vice on this bulk up start. Of course, a lot of health, but of course, a lot, and also a lot of power going around. And Rasmus Vice Finny is a lot of damage coming out from the side of Return to Form. Of course, Rasmus will find these great kill counters, and then an Alice pick, of course. So we've got a pretty heavy damage comp and a pretty core control comp facing off against each other with on the Monu and bulk up start. So really, I'm pretty excited to see how this game goes. See which of these two little types of plays is going to come out on top here.
Yeah, lots and lots of damage are certainly showing up here. We'll see if Atlas, little Atlas, can be the one to do all of the healing. No now to be seen. But also, you said Zentaro's like the best character. I also think Zentaro's like the best brawler, bro. It's actually so.
Yeah, he's so
There's mad
awesome.
people who are not Zentaro believers, and they're like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "Dude, he's crazy." And maybe it's because I'm a goalie, but he's insane.
Like he just does everything, you know. He's got mix, he's got core control, his cooldowns are low, and he does a
Yeah.
lot of damage. The only thing he doesn't have is a big health pool, but hey, bulk up might just solve that for him. Way harder to kill now, and hey, when you're playing Zentaro into these ranged characters, you're feeling pretty comfortable. I doubt it's gonna be a Razzus goalie from Mafia. I mean, if Leo wants to pull out the Finny Brawler, I'm gonna be really, really excited, but I don't see that happening. So Zentaro's going to play into these range characters, which I think he has a very good time playing into. Being able to open them up and having a lot of pretty easy time playing from a range. Especially if Zentaro can pick up a dash range this game, Vinny becomes a lot easier to play against.
Oh yeah, I think that Zentaro against like Finny goalie is and Vice midfield probably gonna have a pretty solid time getting on through there. Although uh we do have Rasmus though getting through Atlas, so it's like at least Rasmus is like pretty good at going around like the big wall goalies instead of like going straight through them like Juliet would. Like good hook plays can at least get around something like expand. So it's like okay, but I might give this one to Demons Raw just like straight up comp based if they can not die. I mean they do have Atlas, but it's like man, every time I see Vice in the game, I'm like I've died. If Vice is on the opponent's team, everyone I know is dead, and I'm like, she's just alone killing everyone that I know, and it's like, okay, well now Vice is the champion, so I'm a little. She scares me. She's a scary character.
Yeah, I mean, when Vice is on the other team, you're kind of playing on a time limit, like, because she has so much damage. You're kind of just hoping that you can score before she racks up with damage on you to kind of close out the point. And it's a Vice midfield over Vice goal. I personally think Vice goal is a bit better, but hey, Vice midfield is something that's kind of, I think, slept on right now. I think more people need to think about when going to drafts. But now we see here both goalies on the momentum boots, and both on the Monu as well. And of course, all the forwards taking bulk up, looking for a very, very high damage game here. Even though we said, like, of course, the Demons drops more core control side. Juno's Zantaro, no characters to kind of scoff at when playing damage, but unfortunately, Snake is starting the point extremely low. Leo stealing the orb from him and already finding a double barrier. I mean, yeah, like we said, damage game plan.
Yeah, instantly goes for the Supremo Omega kill, gets knocked against the orb, knocked against the center, knocked into space, and they secure that point right on through the Atlas. Looking good already for RTF. They do have the Vice. Vice do be doing the damage. We'll see how long this theme can last of Vice just doing damage before getting scored on. Of course, Atlas is still pretty good at defending. So we'll see how it happens here. On to Bouncy House. God, we just love it so much. Bouncy House. The ball is just flying at speeds nobody can even imagine. But it is still kind of tough to score on here. We're going to get a flip from Hungry Boy on over to Muffin Kubi. Doesn't seem to accomplish all that much, although we do free the ball up with a little bit of possession. Knight, actually, it's crazy mix-up there from Leo Leon. Is going to secure them that first barrier. Gets on in there, gets the second one. Hungry Boy got a possession of the ball here. The Expanse does send it at a very favorable angle for Demons RAAAAHH, although tough spot. Nice stun from Snake. Keeps Leo Leon at bay. And now control into the hands of Demons RAAAAHH as they do grab a barrier of their own. I really like the gameplay that's going on here, though. Saves it again into the hands of Snake. Can they get more than just one of these barriers here? Let's find out.
Yeah, I mean, of course, just going by so fast right now, and Rasmus is being a character that is very happy to kind of control that fast core. I mean, that hook almost securing the point there for himself. But also, Alice is no slouch either. Kind of just click. Hey, the core's coming at you fast. Just close your eyes, click secondary, and hey, you've got it covered. Could be obviously probably flip, but so is Moffin in his turn to kind of get it out on defense. And we've spent, I feel like Return to Form has spent so much time in this little corner against Demons RAAAAHH. It's so scary for them. Leon almost finding a hook primary to secure this point, and Vice TP in, kind of covering so much space for that. But Demons RAAAAHH looking to finally get their own offense, but Moffin just slaps it out with the card. Leon moving up with the core again. It's a beautiful shot, strike warring the Alice primary, which, by the way, that was the nerfs right there. Less range, which means less timeout, and Leon's able barely strike warring it to secure the second point for Return to Form.
Yeah, true. I mean, we see Boots Atlas, no strike shot. Strike shot might have gotten it on through there with the extra projectile range, but Boots has really just become like the flavor of the month. I mean, I say flavor of the month. It's just strictly good. I mean, 15% speed is pretty powerful. Tries to get a combo there with the flip. Lilian and Hungry Boy not on the same page just for that moment, but still going to keep themselves alive here. Grabs an orb. Atlas moving on up there. Nice one. Fudgy Waffles getting that projection in. Humi holds the ball in the midfield. Lilian does get it on through, but losing a whole lot of life. In return, it actually grabs a barrier of their own, gets the center, heals themselves up, becomes stronger than anyone could ever imagine. Still taking a ton of damage, though. Yeah, nice evade to get on through. Although, we do have Hungry Boy against the... Oh, wow. Big finish was kind of insane there, stunning literally everyone, securing the ball. I mean, Moffin Kui found a way... Like, that's Boots, right? Moffin Kui was able to run all the way up to the opposing goalie, land that big finish right in the middle there, and boom, there you go. Secures that one, RTF.
Yeah, I mean, Monu Finial looking super scary up in their face, but hey, now you gotta deal with a Vice picking up specialized training, and if I was Demons, I'd be shaking in my boots right now. Also, denying the size from their Rasmus, not the best pickup ever for the Atlas goalie, but it's not all terrible. Of course, it will stack up on Juno, and an Orb Replicator, which I think is a sleeper, really strong awakening. If Snake can prioritize just picking up like 2 orbs every time they spawn, well, the healing I don't think is going to be super noticeable. The energy that he provides for the team is so high, and when you're playing against his specialized training Vice, I think you're going to need all the energy you can get.
I agree. Yeah, energy is maybe the name of the game here, right? Gives you evades, gives you defense, but it also gives you speed, right? Like, if you can get those flips, you can get those objectives way faster, and it's just the point is just not lasting anywhere near as long. So you just want to be really fast against this Vice, who is just trying to destroy everything. Though we still have all the barriers up right now on to Project Goo. I don't think it's actually called Project Goo, but a kill from RTF is going to be really scary, of course. Vice just doing the job, man. She's just doing everything that she needs to. She can play ball, too. I mean, the speed that they added to the primary also really helps in a lot of situations. With that buff, they're going to try to do a little bit of passing plays here. Gets the experience and energy. Honestly, the more times you touch that ball, the better. See if Snake can get that one with a nice little flick there. That was really good. See if they can get it on through this. A little 2v1 from Snakes. Probably not going to work out. Yeah, RTF. Great flip there from Hungry Boys to secure that final barrier. Demons RAAAAHH needs to get control of something. Although things are just kind of looking rough. RTF is just really doing the damage that we thought they would.
Yeah, I mean, both Gooby and Snake basically spent that entire point staggered. Of course, it is the damage favorite variant here, but I mean, that entire time they're just kind of forced to run away from the core because Leon and Hungry Boy and Walkover all dumped so much damage on them that they're kind of unable to just kind of move the core up the field as they would want to. But hey, new variant, new me, and oh my god, beautiful hook from Leon has just secured a second barrier from Pudgy Waffles. And the return to form are just looking so dominant on this map right now.
Yeah, this was a Demons RAAAAHH pick here, though. Although we are looking like it is RTF pick. They do grab the second barrier there. A little bit of strike war. Mafia wins out in that situation. They do end up slaying Snake once again. Leon holding the ball, walking that one as long as they possibly can. Possibly have the orb in the center to get a little bit of an extra mix-up here. Pudgy Waffles is going to spend that expanse. And actually, the ball does end up getting out. The power play is over. Teleport on in there. Stun from Hungry Boy. Bottom lane is going to be covered by Muffin Kui. Although stunned by Gumi, this could be a tough situation. It actually hits the blob. Wow, that was a really unfortunate situation there for Muffin, who thought they had it out, but Gumi was actually just straight up ready for it. As you can see, the instant strike on the blob. Gumi was pretty much ready for that one.
Yeah, a great blobble play coming out from Gumi here. I mean, I think we need to see more of some of these fast points for the side of Demons RAAAAHH. I mean, whenever these points go on long, as we saw for the first point in this set, I mean, everyone on the side of Demons RAAAAHH just ends up staggered if you play against this Vice for long enough. She gets like 1 or 2 ults and I mean, here's another one coming up. Half of Pudgy Waffles' teleport gone, and on top of that, so is the second barrier. Hungry Boy obviously pop the flip to try and get it through here. Leon looking for a kill on the side, but no more abilities left on the side of Return to Form. Pudgy Waffles keep it out in the corner, but Snake barely misses his flip kill, which could be terrible for the set. And then Hungry Boy is the one who picks up the middle orb, which gives him about 200 power. And eating any of these Vice abilities could just... Hey, that's like another half your health bar gone, and once that happens twice, you're staggered against this team.
Absolutely. See if the big finish can land anything here. Actually, the big finish did get stunned by the Vice there, which is kind of favorable here for Demons RAAAAHH. Passing onto the bottom side, Snake can't seem to maintain control here. Flip right into the center onto the Maelstrom orb. It's going to be gathered here from Muffin Kui. Leon got a nice dribble there, but ends up getting kind of distracted there from Snake, who's just putting themselves right into harm's way. Gumi going to keep the ball in there against Hungry Boy. Lilian trying to take control of the top side to keep that barrier alive. Juno hitting the ball really fast. That's kind of her thing. Also has stacks on stacks too, so these blobs are going to be just as fast as well. Lilian taking a whole lot of damage now, though. If they can just get a little bit closer to this goal, they'll be able to get a flip, although they're not satisfied with that distance just yet. Okay, that hook, kind of interesting. It got it out of the big finish. They still can't find a situation where they want to use this flip. They're probably going to hold it until they're going to be destroyed here, as Demons RAAAAHH are just maintaining control, but they, I mean, they have a lot of ball control, but they can't get the ball past Muffin Kui and Hungry Boy. Like, what do they need right now?
I don't know what they need, but Leon knows what he has to do. Gets the core in the middle, it takes flip, and finds the low to win the 50-50 against Pudgy Waffles. And I'd like to say that I think Return to Form is playing off of all these Clarion variants so well here. Each of the gimmicks are kind of like putting to full use. I'm going to secure so many of like the Clarion of the orbs last point, and before that putting the good use. And now there's Kiwi trapped in this bounce house corner, which is just probably the scariest place for a goalie to be in all of Omega Strikers. And forces Fudgy to pop the flip, but when you're against a Vice ult like that, there's just nowhere to hit it to. And Return to Form looked like they just want to get out of the set as fast as possible.
I would agree with that. I mean, they are playing quite fast, quite good. I mean, they're all supporting each other so well. I mean, the pressure almost never lets up for the side of Demons RAAAAHH. Almost gets double barrier there though, but for the grace of God, keeps himself alive. Snake actually gets that really wide arc on the slice and dice. Is going to hit both Hungry Boy and that ball to secure that final barrier. Leon winning a strike war or two with the help of Hungry Boy to win that situation. Big finish to get the ball onto the bottom side. The lightning strike might have actually interrupted the ball there, slowing it down. Either way, we're going to have Demons RAAAAHH win out in that situation, and they really need this set to even this one up, because I feel like Return to Form really is kind of an advantage at basically every variant, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, hey, when you've got Specialized Vice on the team and a map that is generally always closed for Clarion Corp, it is so hard to dodge this Vice ultimate, and it's just so much damage that you have to constantly be eating. And especially if Finny can get some of her abilities on as well, it's just so much damage. But Gumi finds the flip, managing to secure the both barriers for the side of Demons RAAAAHH. And they are, and with them sitting pretty with both of their barriers up and an Atlas, things are looking pretty good for the side of Demons RAAAAHH. Of course, it's still in the corner. Hungry Boy opting to pop the flip, kind of more damage found, and another ult popped on Gumi, jumping away. But Leon has the core, has flip, and is trying to look to secure the first barrier for this point. But Muffin's moving upfield. Snake has the core, loses it, and Fudgy Waffle is trying to get it out, and Leon pops that beautiful flip pass down to Hungry Boy, gets the flip out of Fudgy. Snake trying to make some magical Zentaro play happen, was unable to find anything there. The big finish coming out from Finny, moving up, but Leon has the secondary, is covering so much space, and the core is just going so fast right now. It's so hard to track this. Muffin still has the flip. Gumi tries to catch it. More red cores. It is overtime against Juno. Snake a lot of damage on Leon. Boat comes out, unable to find it. Just looking for the primaries. Leon and Hungry Boy moving up the field once again. Muffin's trying to walk up, maybe look for a flip. Barely misses the kill from Hungry Boy's extra zone. Another Finny ult coming out. I mean, it is so hard to track the score at this point. Both sides do not want to lose it whatsoever.
Oh my God, and actually great reaction there from Muffin Kui, and another one from Fudgy Waffles to expand their way into victory, although double strike there from Gumi and Fudgy is actually not going to be able to hold that one. I think they just really thought the core was going to go faster than that, as they both kind of struck there. Hungry Boy getting that credit for the point here, and oh yeah, I mean, this is a Vice playground here. Extra special, Deadeye, heavy impact. There was just no way to deny this pretty much anyway. And so, RTF, the stronger get stronger, the richer get richer. We'll see if this extra special is going to result in the absolute destruction of Demons RAAAAHH, as they, I mean, really not a whole lot of defense here. Reptile Remedy is certainly like the best they got, and it's going to be on Junos, so, you know, the stacks on stacks do have some support. We'll see if they can carry it on home.
Yeah, while Vice did pick up extra special with specialized trading, I mean, yeah, that's a little demonic, but I will say that the draft for the side of Demons RAAAAHH is not terrible. Reptile Remedy is going to make this shooter extremely hard to kill, especially when you already have so much stagger on bulk up. And this team player, if we can get the core out, we can start making these plays happen so quickly. When you're against a low mobility character like Vice, you want the core to just be moving fast, just get it past her. Like, because if you can not just avoid playing interactions against her strikes, you can just kind of take advantage of the fact that she has to kind of spend her abilities on the core now, but still able to find these ones. And beautiful flip from Hungry Boy, manages to move it past Fudgy Waffles through the Monualis secondary before it can come out. Managed to secure the first point, and I mean, the return to form, looking to kind of take the series right now.
Yeah, it was a really great flip there from Hungry Boy, noticing that Fudgy Waffles moved up a little bit to get an astral projection, but it didn't seem to work out. Although Snake going to get a kill with that huge Maelstrom orb, standing tall at 271 power with that orb activated. That is a whole lot of power, so you can't really be blaming Hungry Boy for getting eradicated there. Although Snake looking a little bit weak, flips on the forward side, actually gets seemingly eaten by an orb, or not an orb, but a blob kind of sat there and was just like, I feel like I should take control here, and did. And I mean, that was pretty surprised. That was a shocking end to that point. Gumi is securing that one for the team, although Snake now starting off this point instantly with completely staggered. I mean, that is the kind of damage that we've been seeing here from RTF. They are just basically disabling this brawler. They're actually just knocking him out of the Celestial Intervention, and boom, slain once again through Atlas ult. I mean, RTF has just got so much control right now, and flips and energy, and they are just looking like they are trying to get the heck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, flip popped from the Gumi and Slayer as well, but you're forced to eat the Vice ultimate anyways, and even with the Reptile Remedy and the bulk up is looking so low. Fudgy Waffles as well is at half health with the flip, and Gumi's now staggered. Fudgy Waffles finishes the flip, but Hungry Boy flips in response to keep it up the field, kind of keeping him trapped, eating all this damage right now. Muffin getting up the flip to get it off himself, get involved on the offense, but the ultimate from Finny managed to keep it up the field, and I mean, these extra special Vice cooldowns, I feel like we're seeing it every like 10 seconds or so. And it's just so much damage on the side. No more evades are even left to the side of Demons RAAAAHH, and is now up to them trying to find a beautiful shot to kind of stop this point from going better. And a great rebound from Gumi, and that's the team player I was talking about. You want to get the core out of the corner as fast as possible and take these plays when all their abilities are down. Because I mean, you just spent like 30 seconds hitting Snake. Of course they're down.
Yeah, I was basically just saying that whole time, like, man, RTF is just winning this whole thing, the whole point, every single time. But man, they found like the pinch there. Demons RAAAAHH found one of their outs, and they actually made it happen. And it maybe really is just getting the ball out as fast as they can. Mixed up from Gumi, sending it on down to the blob and not straight at the barrier. We do like to see that. Although holding onto the barriers here, Fudgy Waffles and Mofinkui actually nicely knocking it against one of those bumpers there is going to keep that barrier. Well, it was keeping it alive. Now it's gone. Snake completely staggered. One barrier left here for Demons RAAAAHH. See if they can get a kill. Flip there from Hungrywood. Maybe set up to Leo Leon, but it doesn't seem to work out just yet. Sending a lot of cooldowns onto Snake. They are kind of whiffing though. Lots of blobs on deck. A flip from Mofinkui, and man, Juno sometimes really just forces the flip to come out with some of these blobs. You just need 2 strikes basically every time to fight a blob straight up, and it's going to be Gumi winning out on that with enough cooldowns. Even had that flip to reinforce one more time, and holy, Demons RAAAAHH could be bringing this one back with a big draft.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Snake takes Adrenaline Rush before this game goes. Oh my goodness. Okay, Snake opting to pick up the big fish to go alongside the Mighty Colossus, and of course, Hungry Boy is denying hot shot from Juno. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think Adrenaline Rush should have been picked up way earlier, but hey, return to form, still managing to find it on Leo Leon, possibly their best kill confirm. So maybe I'm just the noob, and they return to form just got possibly one of the best drafts possible of them right now.
It looks quite good, I will say. Not basically nothing crazy ends up landing onto Demons RAAAAHH. Size for Zentaro is like totally fine, but another just life eradicating beam shows up for the side of RTF, and they certainly grab another kill onto the Zentaro. Although, yeah, keeping that barrier alive with a triple take there, no problem. Leon gonna go grab one of these orbs to keep themselves in the game as well. No power play. No power play just yet, as the one just finishes. Vice trying to get on in there. Hungry Boy making some headway, although Leon also trying to get in onto the top side, but Fudgy is going to keep them up. Supernova comes out, does not strike anybody except the core. So this barrier is going to hold down just one more time. Nice strike there from Fudgy, gives it on over to Gumi on the corner. I do like that one. Snake has the projectile. Yeah, the dashing strike is going to be just good enough to get that one in there. Hold on, Demons RAAAAHH might be able to make some quick work of this. Super good angle there from, oh my god, insane angle from Hungry Boy into just the frame perfect pull. Leo Leon ate that strike from Fudgy Waffles and just gets it right on through. I mean, that was tournament winning gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, that was beautiful plays from both Hungry Boy and Leo Leon. Hungry Boy managed to first bear, and then a beautiful hook coming out from Leo Leon. And then, of course, extra special Vice. Every point starts the same. Vice teleports in there and drops a nuke on the side for return to form. But fortunately for the side Demons RAAAAHH, they do have an Atlas, which is they're able to heal to full health. But on the goo variant, this damage could be found just as easily. But Mofinkui pops the flip, but Snake stuffs it out with the primary. But is now looking really low. All it takes is one ability to stagger him, but a great jump strike from Gumi put it to the other side of the net against Moffin, who has no more abilities left. Too many abilities spent hitting Snake, getting him low, but unfortunately no kill confirm was able to be found to kind of get this point rolling for the side of return to form.
Absolutely, and Project Maelstrom shows up now. Vice tries to get that immediately, but actually ends up landing onto Mofinkui once again. Kind of interesting with Finny, right? Like, you can't really get the misdirections on through the side of the map because the orb is there, but hey, sometimes you actually just get the orb, get your cooldowns back, get some healing. And here we go, Mofinkui trying to help it on through here, standing into the midfield, spends the big finish, kind of goes backwards, but they still maintain possession of that ball. Fudgy Waffles gonna flip, holding all of that space. Big And Supernova, once again from Hungry Boy, actually ends up stunning Snake out of that situation that they had. Oh, close one there. Once again with the dashing strike. Gets it around Fudgy Waffles. Lilian has complete control, although loses it for just a moment. It's still, the barrier goes down, but now Snake gets the slice and dice on through. Lots coming out here. Gooby jumps in, flips, kills, and secures that point. Demons RAAAAHH is still clutching onto this game. They are not giving up yet.
Yeah, I mean they're finding less opportunities in this type of Demons RAAAAHH, but their success rate, or they're finding less opportunities in return to form. But Demons RAAAAHH seems to have such a high success rate. Gooby putting all the Juno blobs and jump strikes really to use here. Kind of be able to find like such great like core control plays off of like whatever core they can get out. But Fudgy Waffles is unable to get it out against the bounce house defense there. Of course, going upfield so fast, and the Vice second primer gets it through, and a beautiful dribble from Leo Leon is now 0.5 of the match set, and also series point for the side of return to form, and things are looking scary for the side of Demons RAAAAHH.
Yep, starting this now here onto the Atlas. Orb there, goes right down over to Lilian, easily grabs that first barrier, gets the second one there. Fudgy Waffles has nothing left. Return to form already. Looking at the end of the game, Lilian has the whiplash up, gets the pendulum swing. No evade could be found here from Fudgy Waffles, no flip, no nothing. And it's going to be returned to form, securing this entire series over Demons RAAAAHH in a 2-0 fashion. Yo.
Yeah, I mean, that was awesome. Leo Leon and I want to say Hungry Boy too are playing their offense so beautifully, and of course Muffin on the Finny, able to chip in where it counts, running up the field and finding these big primers to keep possession. But of course, I think the star of the show there was the Hungry Boy Vice. I mean, that 221 redirect, most redirects in the lobby on this Vice character. You're not like someone they're really seen for their core control, but Hungry Boy is just doing such a great job heaving it up for Leo Leon, keeping this possession. And of course, 55,000 damage.
Oof.
I love this foot brawler. We're really putting the brawl in foot brawl.
Yeah, Vice unrivaled for the most part when it comes to just dealing insane amounts of damage every time. She is just the queen of doing all of the damage. I mean, Leo Leon was doing such a good job with the ball, and it might have been really because of the support that Hungry Boy was giving, right? Like when the opposing team is losing a lot of health, they are staggered, they can't do anything. Leo Leon is just having a field day, just has no problem dribbling it on through. And Muffin 3, like you said, really good at moving up onto the midfield, especially with those momentum boots. Gives Spinny so much speed to just get active, hold that midfield line by herself with a lot of those long-range cooldowns, and they just played good. They actually just played to their outs. They played directly to their comp. I mean, each variant of Clarion Corp really felt like it was theirs to secure, even when it was on like the goo, and you know everyone kind of takes damage on the goo. Either way, I mean, you still got Vice on the board, and that was just some incredible gameplay there, if I do say so myself. But we are not done. We are not done yet. We are going to go to just a little bit of a break here as we get our other players set up. And the next match you guys will be seeing is Bun Bun Bonanza versus EKC. Is that not a classic or what, Dropletto?
Yeah, we got another animal-themed brawl going on. Cats versus bunnies. Of course, on the cast set, EKC is winning. And I still believe it. I mean, you know what? You know what's going to happen, though? Whichever team picks Juliet first is going to win. That's what I'm calling.
All right, we got a big Juliet lover in the chat. Actually, on the cast, not in the chat. Possibly in the game, maybe in the post game. He'll be everywhere, but so should you. As we are going to get back here in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Bun Bun Bonanza EKC in just a few moments.